And we don't get orders through Bitcoin anymore. It was sort of a passing thing. It happened for a few months or up to a year or so.
I remember watching about the whole Bitcoin controversy on the news.
It was weird. Yeah, I mean, we still actually have the Bitcoin that that when we sold a few tails, it just kind of collected in a little Bitcoin wallet, and we haven't really touched it. So who knows, if it booms again in the next year or two, maybe we'll be rich. But we'll not holding my breath. Not really holding my breath on that one.
Look, we have something from a dying era. That was a few days or a few weeks.
Yeah, I don't think we even have. I don't think it even amounts to one full Bitcoin. But it is there, and it's just sitting, waiting for something to happen.
Probably never.
Maybe never, probably never. We'll see, though.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people were there. We did have people who were really excited that they could get their AnthroWear tails and ears with their Bitcoin. That was a unique experience for a number of people.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird things with those, because it's just a virtual currency, really, and it's just all digital.
Like any other.
Well, it's not physical or anything, it's just a virtual number.
Which is kind of pointless if you think about it, because I'm going to use Second Life as an example, because they have their own currency. But yet that's only for their,
Linden's,
server.
right?
Yeah, Linden's. So basically, this is the same thing. What is the real value of that? It's just an online currency used for an online game.
Well, with Linden's, it's think of it more as gift cards, I guess you go ahead and say. With those, because you go and use
I think
it
it's
in
kind
one
of
area.
like PayPal. It's a bit like PayPal in that you don't. It's well, I don't know. It's just transferring like a number through cyberspace. It's not like handing someone a handful of coins.
Yeah, but at least with PayPal, it makes it much easier for people.
Yeah.
Bitcoin doesn't seem to do it so well.
Actually, yeah, I guess you go ahead and say that.
There's a lot of people who are weary about PayPal, though, and I've learned that recently. Actually, on AnthroWear, we used to only accept PayPal, and we could process cards through PayPal, like through their service. But a lot of people were honestly like scared away because they just didn't want to deal with PayPal. We recently opened a separate payment gateway that's just dedicated for credit card processing, so they don't have to go through PayPal at all. And I've seen an uptake in orders just off of that, just because people see PayPal and they go away. But when they have an opportunity to use something other than PayPal, they actually buy.
Yeah.
I guess you can say the people are very cautious nowadays due to the economy.
People are cautious, and I don't mean to be bagging on PayPal and saying I'm not saying PayPal's horrible, but I'm just saying I have noticed customers, a lot of customers don't like to use PayPal. They will either message us and ask us if they can use something else, or they'll say sorry, I don't use PayPal, or they'll just leave and don't say anything. And I mean that's people who are just walking out the door because of PayPal.
Well, I can see the reason why you started out with PayPal, because it's probably in your case an easy way to what's the word to get money, basically, so that you.
Yes, it's an easy way to get money.
Yeah, we got to have money.
It was pretty much the easiest way to get started, just from ground level, without putting anything into it. I had a PayPal account, and we just set it up for business, and it started working. And yeah, it's just I think it's one of those things that's great as a starter, as a stepping stone, but for large e-commerce, you really need to have a dedicated payment gateway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you have actually ever thought that AnthroWear would become this well popular?
I didn't anticipate it, honestly, 4 years ago when we were just putting ideas together. Um, yeah, honestly, when we started, I just kind of expected it to be a hobby of sorts on the side, while we maintained our regular boring jobs and boring lives. I was just I was just a part-time cashier, like I said, at a local grocery store, and I was on food stamps at the time, and we were just kind of struggling day to day to get by. And when AnthroWear started to explode out of nowhere, it really took us by surprise. We had little experience actually running our own business before. I used to build computers as a teenager, but that's nothing compared to what we were about to dive into. It was a huge learning process for us. But the level of support that we had from the community was humbling, to be honest, but inspiring. Within our first year, we're drawing tens of thousands of visitors. We made over 1,000 tails just in our first year. We had our first convention debut at Biggest Little FurCon in 2013, and the reaction from the crowd was just amazing. We couldn't believe how well that went there. And now, fast forward 4 years, AnthroWear is practically a household name among furries, and I think that's pretty incredible. We had no idea it would turn out this well in the beginning. I think people really took to the name AnthroWear. It's a good, solid name. We got a lot of compliments on that, for one. Man, people just genuinely love our product and what we stand for. People want to be a part of something big and something fun. It's really the people of the furry community who came together and supported what we've been doing since the beginning, and it's the people who've made AnthroWear a great success. So we're absolutely thrilled about that, about the level of support we've received from the community. It's amazing. It's awe-inspiring. It's something that we're really proud to be a part of. It's amazing what can happen when people get behind something that they really believe in.
Oh, most definitely. And
yeah.
we've seen it plenty enough times with companies just booming out of the woodworks. However, what has actually been your most memorable moment you've ever had in the fandom?
I guess sort of ties in with the last question. Really is, I guess my most memorable moment would have been our debut at Biggest Little FurCon. Just seeing the reaction from the crowd was inspiring.
First time is the most memorable,
cool.
Right?
Yeah, we've been with Biggest Little FurCon every year since then, but that first year was really cool. I'd never seen anything like it. It was my first furry convention I've ever gone to, actually.
Oh.
And the whole experience was just a blast. We had so much fun.
Interesting.
Actually, you've been discussing quite a bit with Biggest Little FurCon. Do you guys have plans on visiting other cons as well for this year?
I would love to be able to say yes. We had made plans previously to do other cons, but things have just kind of worked out for us to continue doing BLFC just as our one-off, once-a-year con. It works out better for us this way, I think. I don't think we're going to be traveling around the country to this con and that con every 2 weeks, another freaking convention. It's we do fine with online sales, so we don't really need to go to conventions to make money. We look at BLFC as kind of our once-a-year opportunity to show up and show the world what we've been doing and what we're all about. And it's a really cool dynamic that we have. We have a great relationship with BLFC and the staff there. They really like us there, and they look forward to having us back year after year.
And what is it they'd like to have the community remember you by the most?
Let's see. I don't really know. I guess in one word I could say compassion. I think we want to share the love, really. I think we want people to be inspired to be everything that they are on the inside and not be afraid to come out of their shell and just have fun. I think we want people to remember it's important to be a community and to be compassionate and respectful of all different types of people, and just be good to your fellow furs and neighbors, and life will reward you with kindness in return. It's not that complicated.
It's not rocket science.
Yes, one of my favorite sayings, it's not rocket surgery.
Rocket surgery.
Oh! Rocket surgery. I see where you go there.